In 1952, the law firm of McAfee and Taft was founded by two military veterans who had put their early legal careers on hold to serve their country during World War II. Lieutenant Commander Kenneth McAfee as an intelligence officer with the U.S. Navy, and Lieutenant Colonel Richard Taft as the director of the Santa Ana Army Base in Southern California. In the ensuing years, they would be joined by other name partners with records of notable military service. Eugene Kuntz, who served in the U.S. Navy Armed Guard in the North Sea during World War II, and later as the commanding officer at the Naval Air Station in Norman, Oklahoma. Stewart Mark, who served in military intelligence during World War II. Reford Bond, who served as a U.S. Army captain in post-war Europe and later as an instructor for the U.S. Army Southern Command. Pete Woodruff, who interrupted his college education to serve as a naval officer during World War II. And the Colonel, Joe Rucks, who earned his moniker for having served in the European theater in World War II directly under General George Patton, and who earned numerous honors, including a Bronze Star for heroic service in combat. The next generation of lawyers that followed was also predominantly comprised of military veterans, many of whom served during the Vietnam War era. Since then, McAfee and Taft lawyers and staff have continued this legacy of service in each of the succeeding decades. On this, the 70th anniversary of the founding of McAfee and Taft, we remember and honor our veterans for serving our country and protecting our freedoms.
are here to celebrate and to honor and to commemorate the dead and the living. The young men who in every war since this country began have given testimony to their loyalty to their country and their own great courage. I do not believe that any nation in the history of the world has buried its soldiers further from its native soil than we Americans, or buried them closer to the towns in which they grew up. We celebrate this Veterans Day for a very few minutes, a few seconds of silence, and then this country's life goes on. But I think it most appropriate that we recall on this occasion and on every other moment when we are faced with great responsibilities, the contribution and the sacrifice which so many men and their families have made in order to permit this country to now occupy its present position of responsibility and freedom, and in order to permit us to gather here together.